In a universe gripped by eternal conflict, a new and dire chapter unfolds as the Necrons, an ancient and soulless machine race, awaken. Rising from their tomb worlds with cold, unyielding purpose, the Necrons seek to reignite their galaxy-spanning empire. Their cryptic vessels and relentless legions standing ready to scour the primitives from all worlds. Sensing the awakening, the Chaos Warhost shifts its mighty armada into action. An ominous plan unfurls as they organize a colossal strike against the Necron tomb worlds. The warp surges with malevolent energy as the forces of the Dark Mechanicum prepare to engulf the Necrons in a tide of annihilation. Recognizing the magnitude of the situation, the Imperium makes contact with the Aeldari. Malos seeks to demonstrate to the Imperium that there is no salvation to be found outside the embrace of the Chaos Gods. Glory to Chaos.
True. The Aeldari and the Imperium are indeed working together.
Yes, but he made no mention of the Webway Gate. I wonder if his loyalties are clear.
Welcome back, aspirants of Chaos, to another episode of Battlefield Gothic Armada 2. We are here at the Medusa sector, I believe, ready to face the Aeldari and the Imperium, who are seeking to create an alliance together. Well, that's not going to happen under our watch. We have brought the Conqueror of Tzeentch and the Braggart's Betrayal with Malos himself on board. We're using a fancy new technique to get close to the battlefield. Tzeentch's gift of a violent warp storm around the ship that masks the signature of all his surrounding ships. It would probably be better to use it on a smaller class of ship so he could be hidden as well. But no matter. We're going to send out a big volley of torpedoes to hit our interception force head on. The Conqueror has a lot of torpedoes, so they're very useful in a frontal engagement. And then when you turn side on, they have amazing alpha. I'm going to keep the rest of the fleet hidden in the warp cloud here. And as the escorts get nice and close, they will become obliterated. A couple of hits there with our torpedoes. One of the escorts there weaving through the center of the spread. There's a couple more contacts that they could hit. We'll launch off the next volley. And if you had a couple of Conquerors doing that, you could do a lot of damage with torpedoes. So that is a very dense spread. Okay, we've crushed an enemy Gothic cruiser as soon as it appeared on our sensors. The escorts are just being obliterated. They'll have reinforcements here shortly, and so we need to take these 2 capture points to stop the Aeldari from arriving. First wave of reinforcements will be due in 35 seconds through the Webway Gate. There's nothing we can do to stop those, we'll just inexorably head towards the first contact. I feel more confident taking them one at a time, rather than splitting the forces. Conqueror's going full blast. That escort appearing in the void cloud being obliterated instantly by the render cannons from the Braggart's Betrayal. Oh, another spread of torpedoes right through center of some hidden ships in the cloud. Torpedo doesn't need to see you to kill you. There's nothing they can do. That ship was hit by torpedoes too, but it didn't take any damage, curiously. We'll bring the Astra Dominus, our former flagship, up behind to give our rearguard action and protect those precious engines there on the large Chaos Titans. He's trying to get away, the light cruiser's spinning about face to try and escape from these 2 Titans that are just appearing out of nowhere. Demon furnaces are furiously burning. Call them in close with a tentacle attack. They are not escaping. Tzeentch's cloud enveloping the enemy. tentacle pulling in that ship to be devoured by the Conqueror. So the first Aeldari have arrived through the Webway Gate. The last of the Imperial remnants are now mutinying, trying to escape from Tzeentch's wrath. Everyone on board the ships mutating into hideous forms before the warp reactors explode, putting them out of their misery. Beautiful. Now we're going to turn to face the Aeldari. They aren't a threat when they're at a standstill. And these small ships will be no real threat to the Bragat. Astra Dominus is flagging behind a little bit, so we'll get her up onto station. Turn the Conqueror about, get some fighter escorts out, and we have now captured the point.
It only remains for us to seize the second control area.
Okay, we'll regroup and we'll start to head over towards there. The flagship of the Aeldari, he's in a lot of trouble. They know that if we get their hands on them, Slaanesh will feast. They're trying to run, but we've taken out their sails. The last Imperial ship taking serious fire from the fleet. And there, as we see our large Titans silhouetted against the Webway Gate, which will soon close. And the Aeldari will be much less of a threat in this sector. That ship's recovered its wits, so we're going to turn to starboard to face him, finish him off. We'll top up the crew levels on the Bragat, and we'll get him over to this zone. Any moment now, we'll be able to capture this up, speed time up a little bit. The last ship out here, he's of no concern, he's running away. We do have one sensor here. There's a ship here with a missing bridge. We'll send out some fighters to intercept. The Webway is closed.
The Aeldari are sure to counterattack. Do not let them overwhelm us.
Okay, well I don't... Time has stopped. Aeldari reinforcement wave in 3 minutes. But if I can destroy this last ship before that happens, the Aeldari will rock up to a destroyed Webway Gate and we'll be long gone. The last Space Marine ship here knows it. There's not much they can do. But Honor refuses to let them run away. They can't even see what's shooting at them. The swirling warp energy destroying anything on their sensors. Success is ours.
And the enemy are but dust on the solar winds. A great victory for the ruinous powers, won by their foremost champion.
So the unexpected alliance has been crushed, I think. Or it's just been set back somewhat. Just desperate about the inexorable advance of the ruinous powers, the Empire and the Aeldari have tried to create an alliance in the Kolan system. But we put an end to that, that's for sure. Right, we're up to level 12. Significantly bigger fleets that we can deploy and also have ships in bigger fleets, so it's getting big. We'll be able to have 2 Titans now, I think.
The of the Four is spreading throughout the Imperial Navy. I hear many secrets. Not all of them to my liking.
Explain.
Admiral Drang's true loyalties are no longer secret. He will soon be uncloaked as a traitor.
We cannot permit this. He knows too much of our dispositions throughout the region.
It may be he has indeed outlived his usefulness.
What is his current location?
He is en route to Xerxia, in the Cadian sector.
Cadian sector. The traitor Drang has been uncovered by Imperial forces and is chased across the Cadian sector. Vraikan's fleet must go in deep into Imperial territory to recover the agent, who may still have available important information. Traitor, traitor, traitors, hey? Both sides don't want ya. Easy auto-resolve there. Save us a battle.
The Medusa sector is infested with Aeldari, and my master thirsts. I invite you to join the hunt.
What is the nature of your quarry?
The idolaters who name themselves Inari, an alliance of Aeldari drawn from across their many factions. They seek to selfishly guard their souls, and even steal them from almighty Slaanesh to feed their corpse god Ined. Already their actions disturb the perfection of the warp. They must be stopped, lest they weaken our prince.
The favor of Slaanesh is not easily earned. This would be a good opportunity to draw his attention.
Very well. We will make foray into the Medusa sector. What souls we cull, we dedicate to the Dark Prince.
Excellent. Seek the Inari admirals who hold sway over the Caliban sector. They hold the secret location of their craft world.
So we seek succulent souls for Slaanesh. We've been approached by Demiraz, a member of the Emperor's Children faithful to Slaanesh. And it's time to get rid of the Inari for good. Get to take down a craft world. But I would argue that the Necrons are the most emergent threat to our situation, so we're going to send forth our reinforcement convoy. I can't build any ships in this system yet until I secure Hydra Cordatus, so I'm going to merge all these fleets together to form a defensive bulwark. A very large invasion of Aeldari, which we will have to fight. Unfortunately, I don't have the strongest fleet here. We've got the new Void Scream and the new Fidelitas Lex. But we've also got a garrison fleet here of mainly battle cruisers and grand cruisers, which haven't yet been transitioned to larger ships. And in my experience, ground cruisers are a bit of a liability. So we'll take them. We'll take all the ground cruisers, and we will take a couple of battle cruisers as well. Fighting these invasions every single turn is becoming tiresome. So we're going to try and crush the Necrons, and then the Aeldari, and then the Imperium. Hey, we might even crush the Tyranids too, just for fun. We only want ripe souls. Everything that is going to affect our soul tally will be swept aside, like the orcs before them. So, Fidelitas Lex has the 360-degree fire arcs on some of its weaponry, and the Void Scream has a warp cannon, similar to the Blackstone Fortress that you saw in the last mission. Plus all of our Alpha Legion ground cruisers and battle cruisers. A couple of light cruisers in there as well. Sorry, just one escort. One escort, 4 scouting. I think we're ready to go. Right, different tactic against the Aeldari. Rather than going into a line formation, we have mainly prow weaponry like they do, so we're going to go into just a broad...
Follow your command for now.
Yeah, we'll do that.
To the slaughter!
Broadside line. Line abreast. Send out some sensor pods so that we can catch them before they catch us. Send out some fighter cover. And we'll just keep everyone nice and tight.
Moving to those coordinates.
Light cruiser will tank the initial shots, hopefully. And then we'll turn her about through the formation if she survives them. Escort's been detected and hit by what looks to be torpedoes. Lots of bombers coming in. Lots of bombers. We don't actually have a lot of carrier support with this fleet. Prior to reaching Titan level, we were mainly using lance weaponry. And we weren't really using fighters, and this is one of the remnants. The 2 Titans are brand new, but they are also not built for carriers. They're built for close range engagements, and the Void Scream is a super weapon. Time to turn about this guy. As I predicted, he's getting hit by those first initial salvos. The Aeldari are pushing in hard to try and capitalize on that light cruiser being pushed forward. Torpedoes are out. We'll send out a sensor disruptor so that once we get stealth again, they won't be able to reacquire us. Probably should have used that first. But here they come. Big wave of them. We've sort of breached the line abreast as each ship moves to its optimal speed. But the concentration of firepower is what I was looking for with this matchup. I found in previous engagements against the Aeldari that the line formations aren't really working for me. The line gets picked up too much. But we're still winning the fights, we're not losing them. Oh, speaking of losing, the Grand Cruiser is taking a lot of damage. We need to turn him away as well. Oh shit, that's a lot of torpedoes coming towards him. And I think they're going to hit. Oh, he's just skirted the torpedo. I'm going to try and turn him around, but all of those lancers now are pounding him. He doesn't have any useful skills. Deck is down. We'll turn everyone sideways. There are a lot of ships there. Whoa. A lot of ships. I think we just lost someone. Lost a light cruiser. No, light cruiser. Yeah, we lost a light cruiser. We've got a reinforcement 1 ready. Taking a morale hit. Got a mutiny on board one of the Grand Cruisers. They've just taken too much damage. It's just the Grand Cruisers just aren't heavy enough in my opinion. Better off with a battleship in most cases. Well, that was unfortunate. I think we just lost an Admiral. And 2 Grand Cruisers, possibly 3. Warp cannon finally activating, taking out that first Aeldari ship hidden in the Void Cloud. Torpedoes about to hit the Titan. But that's okay. Do I persevere and just finish it with the Titans, or do I bring on some reinforcements? Let's bring some reinforcements on. Something, just to get some extra firepower on the field. Can't guarantee that the Aeldari just won't keep sending ships at this rate. We'll get them up into the fight as soon as possible. Grand Cruiser out of the fight. Battle Cruiser needs to get off the field. For now, Void Scream's going to hold the line. We've got some sensor pods out. But we do have a patch in our sensor capability right there in front of the gun. We need to move out of the way of the wreckage. Fortunately, the Fidelitas Lex managed to take out that close-range ship. Got a couple of boarding actions on board. Battle Cruiser looks like it might get out. We will turn the Void Scream around because we don't want her to get with too many torpedoes, which is what they will do to us. Oh, speak of the devil, here comes the torpedoes now. I'm going to bring Fidelitas Lex to try and intercept them. Oh, there's a lot of torps. Fidelitas Lex's turrets did a lot of work there to take some of them out. And I think we managed to dodge it by bringing the stern around there in a high energy turn. Pretty good, pretty good. Chipping away. Fidelitas Lex has a lot of firepower, but she doesn't have much in the way of carrier support. And the Dark Mechanicum Void Scream has nothing in the way of fighters. But the Warp Cannon taking out a lot of health off of that Aeldari Titan, or I don't know what it is. I haven't actually looked at the Aeldari with the Skalgrim mod. There's lots of extra ships. Trying to get out of the way of these torpedoes. Fortunately, the Lex has a lot of turrets. A lot of turrets. 50 turrets. It's proven to be very useful. Being able to fire from astern as well is very useful.
We stand ready. We are unstoppable.
Bombers are still getting through though. Warp cannons hitting all the debris and not managed to find any Aeldari to chew through. We're going to get up closer to them. never-ending wave of fighters and bombers. Fidelitas Lex is starting to show some damage. She's lost a bridge, she's lost the generator, she's lost an engine. Not able to survive so many torpedo strikes, and there's more coming. We can't dodge them, so we'll have to try and weave through as little surface area as possible. Fortunately, the fighters taking them all down, including the bombers. The cruisers I brought on for support being shielded somewhat. The warp cannon finishing off what I think is the last Aeldari ship. We took a few losses, but what did we lose? 2 ground cruisers, a battle cruiser. Oh, we nearly lost a second battle cruiser. It's very damaged. We lost an admiral. Ooh, Alpha Legion admiral, but he was only new and he was a garrison force, so sacrifice wasn't in vain. So this will be a test for our Dark Mechanicum fleet with the Ecliptic battleship. We're going to have to fight 2 battles in a row with this fleet. One from the Imperium and one from the Necrons. And I don't believe I've used this ship before. Alright, the order of battle is set. I don't have any Titans. I've got some generous long-range escorts. I've got some battle stations here to help us defend. And so they will draw the initial aggro of the attack, which is a good thing. We'll defend them with some fighters, because there's a lot of fighters, and then we'll scout out the majority of the fleet and see what we're dealing with here from the Imperium. We started the fighting in this system, and then the Necrons went for the Imperium, and they got defeated, and we jumped in and took a system, and now both races want it back. And I'm hoping that we can survive this battle in fairly good shape, because the next one will be the Necrons. So let's put the Ecliptic battleship to a test. Brand new ship. It's not as resilient as a Titan, so we need to be very, very careful and make the most of the aggro that these battle stations will take for us. But also trying to keep them alive, because we need to use them in the next battle as well. Right, all the fighters are out. The Ecliptic has very long-range void cannons, I think. Void beams, like sniper weapons on these little ships here. It's got heaps of them. And the Mithraic Arc is just a bit of a mixed bag. So we'll get the escorts into cover, and then they should be able to just sit there and shoot with impunity for the rest of the battle. Trying to keep these guys alive. It's a wave of escorts coming in. We've got a battleship. We've got a large cruiser of some description. Destroyer's been destroyed, living up to its name.
Enemy ship sighted.
Send out these bombers and try and keep the air cover up. Use the bombers to take out the escorts, and then our guys in the clouds will remain unmolested.
We stand ready.
A little bit slow. So we have to take our time. Try to put up a good resistance here at the defensive stations. Torpedoes coming in, fighters coming in. The escorts are in their position now, but they are sending out fighters, I think. We'll move the carrier task force to the galactic east of the formation, just to keep them with strike range, but out of harm's way. Some of those torpedoes are going to make it through with a lot of damage on the battle station. And they've dropped a Nova cannon on it too. Very cool looking ship. Oh, we got the missiles and the lasers and everything. We're in range. Perfect timing. A lot of missiles. Void cannons taking out the shields of the ship in the background. Next wave of missiles is out. Jeez, I might build a whole fleet of those. They look cool. Amazing. The resistance is good. We've also got transports moving up the center of the battlefield. See if we can get them through. I don't like their chances. It's got render cannons as well. Oh, everything that I've grown to love on the Chaos ships. It's beautiful. Very cool. So that initial attacking force was repelled quite handedly. We're going to send our forces up to harass the main fleet so they can't send out any more torpedoes and strike squadrons. Just keep them suppressed now. Try and get some aerial superiority. It looks like our task force might make it through. Let's send the carrier task force up here to assist the convoy. They're going through an asteroid cloud in a minute.
We stand ready.
Carriers have been detected. We'll turn to optimal lance weaponry stations. Well, the two battleships are just making short work of all the little ships. Here a Nova Cannon charging up. We'll send out more fighters. That's a lot of firepower. It's all concentrated on the front too. Render cannons, void beams, missile launchers. It's got the Hellfire beam cannon that can absorb enemy wrecks. Jeez, that's a cool ship. Dark Mechanicum fleet has some really cool ships. Not going anywhere in a hurry though. And fairly low crew. Check that fire out on rapid fire. I can imagine the Titan equivalent of that. We've got overwhelming firepower with these two fleets here. And like points wise, it didn't seem like 1,500 points. The escorts are just having free reign. And that's it for the Imperiums. Pretty much the hardest fight's done. What do we lose? 2 battle stations. Oh, instant death. As soon as he appears on sensor range. Those missile launchers just firing straight into the wreck.
Moving to those coordinates. Swift Death Squadron seeking prey.
Got no shortage of abilities.
Your orders.
There we are. Missiles out. The Void already stripped his shields. So then the missiles land. There's about 50% accuracy on those. They're not terribly accurate. Half the volley hits.
Hold your fire. We are unstoppable.
We've got to get close and steal these battle plans.
For the ruinous power.
Sent the Dreadclaws out to board the ship to steal the battle plans. There's a little bit of an orcish design there on the rear. That's clever. Dark Mechanicum taking the technology wherever they can. We're not stealing the battle plans. Why is that? Oh, that's because that was their battle station that did it. It's alright, he's got 50 boarding actions. We'll find the battle plans.
Unleash the fury of the dark gods.
He's not losing any troops. We just have to kill him. They won't give up the plans. We'll just have to get rid of them.
Round 2. Fight!
The order of battle is set. We did really well against the Imperium, so I'm confident that we can fight off the Necrons.
Engines hot.
And we've got the annoying jellyfish.
We stand ready.
So we've got our ships to fire at will. A little bit of damage there to the shields,
For the ruinous powers.
but no mind. Looks like we've got to face at least a Titan. Oh, there we go. It's got the Vols maneuver. The same move that the Aeldari have.
We are unstoppable.
A did not realize that last time, so she's more maneuverable than I gave it credit for. All those void beams just taking out the jellyfish right next to our defensive station. And we'll cut the boost right in the cloud to re-stealth. Looking good. Now, let's get our strike fighters out to intercept the Necrons. Looks like 4 contacts on the scope. Carry task force and their support in the rear. Coming in at a different vector just to supply the battlefield with lots of fighter support. Got to be mindful that the Necrons also have the Star Pulse generator, so they will wipe out our squadrons that go near their ships. And I suffered greatly last time. Void Beam taking out a Necron ship as soon as it warps right in next to the defensive station. Also a light cruiser, the Cartouche. I really like the Necrons, they're one of my favourite races, and I probably will play their campaign next. That or the Imperium. Whatever votes I get more of. Could also do the Tyranids. Tyranids are nom-nom. Alright, those Necrons were not much of a threat at all. Let's send out the scouts and see what else is coming in. Lots of light cruisers with this formation. We haven't had to face any other Titans. Well, not one that was as strong as the one we initially faced. Get a bit brave with the Ecliptic battleship. The Necron armor's pretty good. Gotta keep that in mind. But it's no match for the render cannon. The Ecliptic battleship is fairly potent. All the Necron ships are exploding. We'll turn around to face this other threat. Immense amounts of firepower. Really, really cool ship. I might make a fleet of those just for lols. So because there's no large Necron ships, I'm not too concerned. I'm not really scared by these standard Necron ships. And if you face them one by one, you can ride the render cannon wave in. And all your shells hit at once. That's really cool. For chaos. Well, that sums up another episode of Battlefleet Gothic Armada. Make sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and we will continue the flow of chaos towards Circadian Sector.